We always talk about having the sauce in certain outfits, right? You hear it all the time. A lot of different people have arguments based on this topic, but here's mine. That sauce that we're looking for is simply individualism. Individualism. More specifically, in this context, I'm talking about who you are as an individual before you put the clothes on. You can be the flyest person in the room, the flyest person, right? The most absolute, most dripped out, the swaggiest person we've ever seen, but you have no personality to back it up. I have heard some horror stories about how people in the fashion community have the biggest egos because of their clothing, right? Because how their outfit looks good and they have a high following and they think that they're better than everybody. Don't be that person, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about, right? I'm gonna read some comments from a video about people who describe themselves as fashion MFs. So this is a video that I saw online a couple of days ago that said something about growing up is realizing that I am not attracted to fashion MFs no more. And then I was like, interesting, right? I haven't heard that take before. I went to the comment section and this is what I read. So the first one says, they post about books they don't read, songs and clothes they don't resonate with. It's a performance. They're not themselves. Zero sensitivity nor depth. Daily life actors. Another comment said, their only priority is building a closet, then building a future. Another one said, I like a man who dresses well, but a man whose clothes make up his whole personality, I'll pass. Thank you. So this just further explains how, in my own personal belief, the fashion community is getting a bit out of hand. You gotta think, right? Who are you as an individual without fashion? Who are you as an individual without your clothes? Or is fashion your whole identity? Because yes, your outfit looks good, but it's not who you are. It's not just, sometimes your outfits, it's not really you, it's not who you are. So this video is dedicated for my fashion community, and it's called, You Have to Be Fly Before You Put Your Clothes On. I'm a Marvel fan, right? When I was rewatching the movie The Avengers, the scene where Captain America and Iron Man are both having the argument in the spaceship there, or whatever it's called. Captain America goes to Tony and he says,
yeah, big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Take the suit off, who are you? And Tony replies by saying,
genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
As we can see in this scene, Tony Stark is somebody, even without the suit on. Now, the relevance of this scene to this video is now I ask you, without the fashion, who are you? Don't be that person that's just all about fashion, that you block out everything else in your life. Some people just really don't care about it. You gotta understand, the fashion community on Instagram, it looks big, but in the real world, it looks relatively small, right? Fashion is becoming a bit more mainstream, but more and more people are clowning the fashion industry because of people making it their whole personality, and it's getting out of hand. Have you ever seen people that has a certain style that completely matches their personality, right? They're not even necessarily into fashion, they just have a certain fashion sense that completely matches their vibe and who they are as a person. A perfect example for me for this is Helena Bonham Carter, right? Watching her, I grew up watching Harry Potter, right? I also seen her in Frankenstein. I think she was in the Frankenstein movie that I watched when I was younger. And then I watch her interviews. I see how she is as a person, how she speaks, how she acts, how she carries herself.
Being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a newness. some momentary awareness, comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably.
And then I saw what she wears on a daily basis, and I was like, yes, that is, from the way that she is, from her personality that I've seen in those interviews, her fashion sense matches that completely, right? Again, this is why I admire outfits from some artists, as their outfits match their personality, and they just focus on what they like and what suits them. That's what it is, right? What you like, what suits you. For example, I said Helena Bonham Carter, someone else, David Bowie, however you say it. Basquiat, a good example. Al Green. Another person is Echiko Awoba, one of my favorite artists. If you listen to her music, right, it's very dreamy, like very fairy, like very like magical, and you see the way she dresses, it puts off the same vibe. So continuing on my point, why it is important to have an identity before fashion is because when you have a strong self of identity and self-love, the energy you give off, known as aura these days, becomes very obvious, and it also makes your outfit looks better, right? You always hear it. Be confident before you put your outfit on. Carry yourself in a certain way and your outfit will look better. When you know yourself and you're able to come up with your own personal sense of style without caring too much about trendy items, you make your own outfits based on what you like and how you feel. You add your personal touch to your outfits, and that's the sauce. You understand what works for you and what doesn't. So, my next point I'll be talking about is self-love. Why am I bringing up self-love in this video? It is extremely important, right? Self-love in fashion is extremely important. Loving and accepting yourself completely will completely correlate with the confidence that you have when you wear certain items. The beauty of the soul is more important. Dress more for yourself, less to impress others. So how do you exactly build that self-love, right? Hell, I'll tell you, I'm not a guru, but I'll tell you what I did. I accepted things that I couldn't change by myself, right? My biggest insecurities, I took them and I was like, can they be controlled? Yes, no. If yes, okay, I'll do the change. If no, I accepted those imperfections and accepted myself. Enjoying the small wins. That is something big, right? You have a certain goal, but we forget that the process, the small wins between that big goal, is something that should be celebrated, right? You should give yourself credit. Next one is not caring about opinions. This is pretty straightforward. If you love something, if you're confident about something, go for it. Do not care about what people say about it. That's all. Next point is you need to find what makes you special, and you use that to separate yourself. That's your fuel, right? Find what makes you special as a person, and use that as your own like ultimate attack, basically. Because we're all different, and at the end of the day, we all have something that the next person doesn't have, and you use that to your benefit. So these are all things that I have done to help on my self-love journey. And see, by having that love, by having that self-love, you naturally start doing things out of love. You eliminate others in a way that inspires them. In this journey of building that identity before the clothes, before the fashion, you need to find out hobbies, right? You need to seek out those experiences in order to learn and grow. So you find hobbies, right? You know, painting, make music, read, cook, art, sports, whatever. Find something that you love, like those hobbies. When people see that you're passionate about something other than just clothes, it makes them want to talk to you more, right? Makes them want to learn more about you. And then when you start having those hobbies, those certain interests, you'll notice that you'll start dressing up like you're interested in those things, if that makes sense. For example, have you noticed that people who like art dress a certain way? Or people who listen to rock or rock artists dress a certain way? Or you see the way that painters dress. It all proves my point here, right? By building a strong sense of identity and self-love, you radiate an energy that will not only be felt by yourself but seen by others. You will start to carry yourself in a certain way. When you have that strong self of identity, making outfits will become more natural, as you won't have to think about it that much since you know what you're like. You will stop giving into too many trends and find a self of individualism, that sauce I was talking about, in your own clothing. So start living your unique journey, live your best life, break your own limits, and outgrow yourself. And the outfits will naturally become better. And you will be fly before you put your clothes on.
Say that again?
And you will be fly before you put your clothes on.
Yes, it is. Guys, I got it. Ready?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, that was all I wanted to say today. Short video, but I just had to be real for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Let me. I want to hear your thoughts. Right? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinion. I'd love to discuss this further in the comments. But yeah, it's been your boy. Like, subscribe, share. Follow the socials. Thank you. Peace.